everyone. Again today I will be answering the three questions about the implementation of bilingual education policy. The first question is, what is your knowledge regarding the implementation of Philippine bilingual policy? Second, how did the government implement the Philippine bilingual education policy? The third one, what are the gaps, issues, challenges, and development in the implementation of PBEP? To answer the question number one, the policy on bilingual education aims at the achievement of competence in both Filipino and English at national level through the teaching of both languages and their use as media of instruction at all levels. The policy was first implemented in 1974 when DECS issued Department Order Number 25, 1974 titled Implementing Guidelines for the Policy and on Bilingual Education. Second question, how did the government implement the Philippine Bilingual Education Policy? The Philippine Bilingual Education Policy, or the BEP, consistent with the 1987 constitutional mandate and the declared policy of the National Board of Education, NBE, on bilingualism in the school, NBE Resolution Number 73-7, 1973, the Department of Education, Culture and Sport, or DECS, promulgated its language policy. Bilingual education in the Philippines is defined operationally as the separate use of Filipino and English as the media of instruction in specific subject areas. As embodied on the DECS Order Number 25, Filipino, changed to Filipino in 1987, shall be used as medium of instruction in social studies, social sciences, music, art, physical education, home economics, practical arts, and character education. English, on the other hand, is allocated to science, mathematics, and technology subjects. The same subject allocation is provided in the 1987 policy on bilingual education, which is disseminated through Department Order Number 52, 1987. The regional languages shall be used as auxiliary language in grades 1 and 2. The aspiration of the Philippine nation is to have its citizens possess skill in Filipino to enable them to perform their functions and duty in order to meet the needs of the country in the community of nation. Last question, what are the gaps, issues, challenges, and development in the implementation of PBEP? First, lack of language development opportunity. There exists an outstanding relationship between language proficiency in general and English language development activity in classrooms. Second, limited use of native language. A few years ago, Dr. William Bennett, then Secretary of the Department of Education, criticized bilingual education programs as programs which did not teach the English language and use the native language exclusively for instructional purposes and had instructional content composed only of learning the culture of native language. Third, premature transition to English, where bilingual programs actually use native language instruction. Teachers are under tremendous pressure to make a premature transition into English language classroom. 4. Inadequacy of instructional materials. The lack of appropriate cultural presentation in curriculum materials has also been a problem. 5. Lack of bilingual teacher training. In the late 1960s, it was common practice to assign teacher to bilingual education program with little preparation in the use of bilingual materials and methodologies. It was not unusual for the bilingual teacher to be the only staff in the school that could communicate with students and parents in that native language. 6. Language of administrative support. It was continuous today and can be measured by the resources allocated in support of bilingual programs. 7. Failure to use the vernacular. The rationale for bilingual education is based on the use of native language for continuous growth, while English is being acquired as a second language. 8. Xenophobia. Language incompatibilities have not been readily perceived as a problem by the school, which tend to present instruction in the English language with a little regard for the consequences for non-English speaking children. 9. Low expectation. Lack of English competency is commonly seen as lack of mental competency, especially so when the determinants of mental capability are developed, normed, administered, scored, and interpreted solely in English language. Lastly, 10. Rules and regulation became a handicap for the successful implementation of program. The implementation of bilingual education programs been accompanied by hosts, which has been served to impede greater success. I hope you enjoy learning. Thank you.